Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here, back with more Let's Play Shining Force 2. And like I said, there was going to be a lot of stuff after this fight. There's not as much talking as I thought there was going to be, but there's a bunch of stuff that we can do that I kind of skipped. So we're going to go do that. Also, I've never noticed this before. There's a treasure chest on this battle. I've never seen that because I've never, you know, actually gone down that far. I just see that. Naturally, it's a treasure chest we can't open because that functionality was removed from this version of the game. Apparently, it contains a Valkyrie, which is a javelin-type weapon. I don't think it's the best. I think it's kind of mid-tier. I don't think it's the worst mithril-type weapon for a centaur-type class, but it's not the best. So I don't think it's the best. No. Miss Javelin, I'm pretty sure, is the best. Anyway, so let's end this fight with this Executioner. Executioner was defeated, drops a battle sword, so we're going to have fun with that. That's going to be fantastic to have. Prism flowers, my prism flowers. I shall return with Red Baron, you'll pay for this. Alright, so now we can exit through the south, and that'll actually take us to another fight. But we actually need to backtrack, because like I said, I didn't do any of this before, and I always forget about this. For one, let's give weapons. Peter has the battle sword. We're going to give that to Bowie. And we're going to equip it on Bowie. Takes his attack up to 81. And we're going to give the critical sword to Slade. And as you can see, Slade's attack a little low, but that will increase his chance of critical hits, which it's kind of nice. Alright, so what we need to do is we need to come down here. And like I said, I always forget that this is a place, and that this is stuff that can be done. Also, one thing we might as well get while we're here is... No, we don't want to deposit, we want to take. We are going to... Well, we've got the Mithril, we don't need it at the moment, but what I need is the Arm of Golem. So that will go on Slade. So, yep. Alright. And where's the little town here? Gallum soldiers, run! No, we're not from Gallum. We were from Grandseal. You know, that town that Gallum kind of destroyed. Oops, my mistake. It's obvious, I can see it in your eyes. Alright, so this is the town of Roft. There's really not much to do in Roft. There's really not much in Roft. There's a blizzard, so there's a Dairy Queen, obviously. That's not... bad joke, I apologize. There is a priest here that we can use to revive May, because May is our only deceased party member. There's a weapon shop, but there's nothing worth buying here. There's no good weapons at this point in the game. We have everything. Come up here. There's a house with nothing in it. There's an item shop we'll be spending a minute or two in. But this house. Sir Petro. Remember Petro? He was the one that took the orb and ran off. When we were on Paramecia, he's like, bring back the orb. So he made it back to Granz here. Passerin, I'm sorry. You promised to fly me in the sky with the Nazca ship. Yeah, the Nazca ship's not going to be flying anymore, guys. I apologize about that. I promised I'd fly home to see my family, to show them how wonderful the ancients were. So what happened was Camilla beat him to get the Sky Orb back, and he was laying here trying to recover from his wounds, but unfortunately passed away from his wounds. And now we are in possession of the Sky Orb because we defeated Camilla to get it. So... And we leave, and Zinc starts going haywire. I have no idea, but he's obviously disturbed. Bowie, Sir Astral, I am angry. I'm not programmed to feel emotions, but I am angry. I've overridden my restrictions on fighting. I'm joining your force as a soldier. Zinc the robot has joined the force. Now, Zinc actually can be a rather powerful ally. His movement leaves something to be desired. I believe it's only like 4? It's pathetic movement. It really is. Let's take a look at it down here. Yeah, 4. But at level 16, an attack of 79. He's like most of the other unarmed combatants, like Kiwi and Geralt, Peter. Their strength actually increases ridiculously because they don't get to use weapons, so they always get some decent strength stats. He also has a special attack where he will fire a laser out of his chest, and I don't know how that fits in with like the breathing fire special attacks. I'm not 100% sure. So, unfortunately, with Zinc's movement being what it is, and the fact that I've given up all of my movement items, I'm not going to be doing much with him. I was actually just talking to a friend of mine about doing a run of Shining Force 2 with lesser used characters. So, like, the 2 characters that I'm going to get in this episode, for an example. Because I'm selling a whole bunch of stuff, and then I'm going to buy back all the mithril, put it in the caravan, because after the next fight, we'll be able to use it. And between everything I'm selling on the characters that I'm not using, and the stuff that I get through the next fight, I should have more than enough money to take care of everything. So, we're just gonna sell everything that's, you know, not nailed down, basically. We're gonna sell all of our healing seeds, upgrade those to healing drops, and we'll still have more than enough money. So, but yeah, Zinc actually can be a really, really useful party member. I just never use him, and that is a shame. But it's his movement. His movement is just atrocious, and he's affected by terrain really badly. So, at least every time I've used him, he seems to have been affected by terrain. It's entirely possible that he's not actually affected by terrain, and it's just his crap movement stat made it seem rather hard to use. So, one strategy that people like to do is the 2 characters I'm going to be getting this episode is actually using the running pimentos on them, so that they are more useful, because they both have really good physical attack and defense, respectively. So, alright, so let's buy healing drops. We're going to buy healing drops for everyone. I'm going to buy a lot of healing drops, because at the moment I have 124,000 gold. And so that's, you know, I'll have about 100,000 after I'm done rebuying all of this stuff. So that's my plan, and I will, like I said, I will gear up for the mithril items later. And that's the joy about this, is I actually don't really need to get the mithril items. I don't need to get all of them. They give you more than enough to stock your force, and since I'm using people like Peter and Geralt that don't use weapons, there are people that I'm not going to need to make weapons for. Like, I don't think it is possible to make something for Peter, because he can't use them. So, like, you don't get to make mithril accessories like you can in Shining Force 3, which is a bummer to me. It is a huge bummer. I would love to have, you know, some other rings or accessories or something. I think that would be awesome, but sadly it is just weapons. So, I'm going to make the few mithril weapons that I'm going to need, and that's the long and short of it. Is let's buy all of these back, and we'll just put them on people who... I don't even need to put them back in the caravan. That'll just take up time. I'll just leave them on these guys. But I'll go through and see who I need to make weapons for. In reality, I probably don't even need to buy all of the mithril pieces back, because I don't think I'm going to be using that many. Because Bowie won't need anything because oh no, I don't need the chirp sandals. It's kind of blasphemy that I'm not getting the chirp sandals, but I don't need them. Let's take a look at who we would actually need to make items for. A knuckle for Sheila and Karna, so that's 2. Elric can get 1, so 3. May can get 1, 4. Kazan, Slade, 5, 6. Yaha, 7. Chester, 8. Sarah, 9. Bowie will get a special sword, so I only need 9 pieces of mithril out of everything that's available. I could make some extras in case I want to switch some people out, like I might make some extra items in case I do want to switch Jaro back in, or, you know, something like that. But, alright, so right over here, we would be able to see this if we go into the next battle, because the next battle actually happens directly to the left of us. So we could see this little section with all these bridges. But what you're supposed to do is talk to someone in Roft, and they tell you that Petro came from a cave to the south. So we follow this cave to the south, and it takes us to a set of ruins that are now open. And it takes us into a weird floaty dimension, where if we step on this, we get teleported somewhere else. Like, I love how Bowie's the only one spinning. And this is actually the site of the special battle at the end of the game after the credits. It's shaped like Sonic the Hedgehog, and I can't zoom out to see it, but this is Sonic's hand as he's sitting there, you know, with his hand up with one pointed finger. Sonic's feet. And Sonic's spines. And then up here, we have Bowie put the arm of Golem on the Golem. And he was missing his arm, he couldn't move, he could talk saying that he was missing his arm. But now that we have it, that feels good, my power's back. I can move again, how can I express? Oh yes, I'll join you, I'll protect you. Claude the Golem has joined the force, so we get our own Golem. And he's not the same type of Golem, he has the same sprite, but not the same battle sprite. He actually is standing on 2 legs rather than kind of being, you know, a part of the ground. And let's go down and take a look at Claude. Claude comes to us at level 14, so that gives you an idea of Zinc. We should have gone into that last fight as level 16, fight before Claude. So that's about where we should be at. And we're, you know, 17 to 18 for the most part. So, he has pathetic HP for being a frontliner, but 76 attack, 73 defense, but really crap agility, really crap movement. 73 defense. That is probably the strongest defense character I've got out of anyone at the moment. So, yeah, Claude is kind of a tank, but he doesn't move far. Step on this, and it takes us here, and that one closes off, and we come out here, and it's the set of ruins that we got to explore right outside of, I believe it's Ribble? Yeah, pretty sure it's Ribble. Like, this is where we are. So now we can travel between Grands and Paramecia. So we can come back to New Grands should we want to. It's not really needed. And this is actually the time that a lot of people think this is when you can come back and get the people at Creed's Mansion. But no, you can get them obviously just before boarding the Nazca ship. So, but this is when people typically come back for them. So, now we come back over here and we'll hop on that. And we are going to head back and start the next fight, which will also have a little bit of stuff that we can point out. So, it'll be fun. And really, our force is geared up. We are as good as we're going to get for the time being. So, that's that's about it. Like, I could probably buy a couple more healing items. And really, if I had remembered that that town was there before going into the Prism Flower fight, I could have restocked up on healing items and may not have lost May. But again, I forget that it's there. So, it is what it is. Just for future reference, don't forget that it's there. We do have to cross this section again. Like, every time we come back through here, we have to walk back and forth through. I wish there was a way to sneak over there outside of battle to get that, that treasure chest, but there's not, so. And the second we exit, we see Gesp again. You shall pay for killing my precious prism flowers. Gesp again. I just said that. That creepy laugh of his. Do you have another cunning trap for us? I just want to introduce you to my friend, Red Baron. Red Baron, say hello. Waiting for you just outside the Galam Gate. You have to defeat him if you want to advance. So we need to beat him to enter Galam. See his armor? It's smeared with blood. He's killed many people. Yeah, Red Baron apparently is their new general, and he's just psychotic. He's bloodthirsty. That's all he does. So we get to fight Red Baron. We have to advance. Bowie, are you ready? Yeah, pretty much. So we have a bunch of new enemies in this fight, but for the most part, not anything actually new. So I'll show off what we've got as soon as it's my turn, and show off something else. Alright, so new enemies. We have the Minotaur. HP of 58, attack of 98, defense of 51, agility of 44, movement of 5, has the Atlas Axe. That is one of the stronger axes that are available. So I think we can make one of those with Mithril. Hellhound, HP of 62, attack of over 100, defense of 49, agility of 50, movement of 6. Same skin as the Cerberus that we've been dealing with. We have more Chaos Wizards, we've got more Bow Knights back. We have Evil Bishop, HP of 64, MP of 51, attack of 95, defense of 48, agility of 46, movement of 5, aura 2, blast 3. It's basically the same thing as the Shaman. It's just it's the Bishop skin rather than the Shaman. So that's about it. And then the big boss himself, we have Red Baron. HP of over 100, attack of over 100, defense of 54, agility of 62, movement of 6, has the Dark Sword equipped, which can, and he probably will, use it to cast D-Soul. So there is a high threat level there. Everything else, pretty much there. We have another Executioner. I don't think he'll drop a Battle Sword again. That would be great if he did. Pretty sure he won't. So, a lot of enemies here, but they're really spread out. Nowhere near as dangerous as the last fight, because we don't have to worry as much about positioning. And then after the fight, there is a green section of forest here that kind of stands out, and then something there, that is where we go to make our mithril weapons. So we are going to have a lot to do when we finish this fight. I'm super excited about it. You have absolutely no idea. The only problem is it is kind of a pain to do mithril weapons, but it'll be a little bit easier because I have the ability to use save states in this format, so that'll help out a little bit. Supposedly what I've heard is it's related to the music, what note it's currently playing on. When you enter the town will affect the random number seed for what you get. I don't know for sure. I'm sure there are people out there who have done more extensive tests that could give you some information. I'm not that inclined to sit there and try to figure it out. That's a lot of math that I suck at the maths. You guys may have noticed. Me and numbers do not get along so well, which is ridiculous considering I spend all of my time playing RPGs. And as you saw right there, Red Baron has a high enough agility that he can and will get 2 turns. So, much like Zalbard, keep that in mind. So, with that, I may actually have to end this episode here. We're going to be getting close to where everyone is, and we've got a whole bunch of enemies getting ready to converge on us. So, yeah, I'll end this episode here, and I will see you guys in the next installment. So till then, later everyone.